And now video is live. Hello,
We
everybody.
bike.
We don't. We are not bike.
We bike.
We not none of that other shit. We are back with another episode of Section 300. It's your boy G here. I did a slight rebrand, as you can see at the bottom there.
That's true.
Instead of going by G Thomas
Just say
7,
G.
I just say G. I like being called G, and the ad name says.
Don't call you Garrett anymore. Just G. Is that what you're trying to say?
For those that know me, sure. If you don't know me, don't run up on me. Hey, Garrett, just say G. Just keep it simple. As that says, just say G. And that's what I'm going by. So I'm your host, G here. Alec is with me here as well. And we are back for episode 54. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. For all the new followers, hit us up on IG at Section.300, on Twitter, Section.300 pod. Like, rate, review, subscribe to all of that here on YouTube as well as Apple Podcasts and Spotify. We appreciate all the love as we're trying to continue to build this community and gain some more nosebleeders to the family. So, yeah, and now that the intro is out of the way, let's get to the main thing that we need to talk about. And last week, we hyped up the XFL, and then we followed it up by going to a game, and we saw the LA Wildcats play the DC Defenders. And yeah, it was very exciting. I enjoyed the game thoroughly, and it was surprising in that before the game we boosted up Cardale Jones and the DC Defenders, talked a lot about them, and said that Cardale was one of the only notable players we know in the league so far. Right. But when we went to the game, the quote unquote for now no name LA Wildcats shut down Cardale and the DC Defenders, and
they were 0-2 before that too, so that was
0-2, but put on a show for us and blew up DC Defenders. It was like 39-9 was the final score, I believe. So yeah, it was a very good game. I enjoyed the whole experience. It was fun to be there. Fans were doing the wave the whole game. Fans were out in gear, which was great to see. A lot of beautiful stuff going on there. And yeah, I think the XFL has a great base to build upon. So yeah, I enjoyed it. Definitely enjoyed it.
Yeah, I think like we both said as we were walking out of the stadium, just that the product is there for sure. It's a great starting place. They're only 3 weeks into the season now, and it's starting to gain some traction. I think people are starting to take notice of it. Yeah, it was shocking to see LA blow them out like that. I wasn't expecting that.
After the first 2 weeks,
right? I was expecting a little more competitive game, but happy for our LA team to get a W. But yeah, I think it definitely has a bright future ahead. I was saying, which you didn't necessarily agree with, but I was saying maybe a couple more big names might help. I mean, big on that stage, like Cardale Jones, I guess is a big name for the XFL right now, but maybe a couple more notable names, guys that have maybe fallen out of the NFL and looking for another shot. That might help as well with gaining traction. But I think it'll be interesting to see how the season progresses and how their playoff format looks, and how their views are looking nationally at the end of the season.
Well, like I said, being shown on ESPN and Fox Sports and all of that definitely helps a lot. So I think the views, while reports are saying that they already are dropping slightly, that's kind of expected week by week. But even in that, I think staying on those major networks will help in the long run. And as well, like you said, with the product itself on the field continuing to look good, even without names that you would recognize from the jump. The guys are out there. We're playing their hearts out and put out a quality product. So I definitely watched it and enjoyed all of it, and think that the XFL has a much brighter future than the AAF did, which failed last year, I believe. So
and they have like nice little wrinkles in the game as far as the 1, 2, and 3 point conversions instead of the extra points, and how they set up their kickoffs and everything. And so it's a nice some nice little rule changes that make the game a little more exciting as well too. And like you said, fans were clearly into it, so that's a good sign to see. And yeah, I think they have a bright future ahead for sure.
Yeah, so definitely gonna stay tuned with the XFL. I guess you can call us Wildcats fans for now. I don't know.
Hey, we like the social media. We like the social media.
Social media is great. They talk their shit on there and have a good time on there, and the fans keep that same energy in the arena as well. So definitely enjoyed that, and we may be at another game soon. Tickets are cheap, so we may stop by again. We definitely enjoyed that. So love what I'm seeing from the XFL, and I might like what I see with the NFL if they would get things in order and figure out the CBA and things that they're working on right now. So the NFL is in their off season, but there's still plenty of news. Like as mentioned, they're working out their CBA, and players, owners seem to be in disagreement and trying to figure out what is best going forward for the league. There are opportunities to add more games to the season, as well as I forgot what the other major change was, but they're working on a few things that, from players' reaction that I've seen so far, favors the owners much more than the players.
Oh, the other change was adding teams in the playoffs. So seven teams instead of however many it is, 5 right now, I guess. Yeah.
So they're doing more things that may help the business of the league, and technically would put more money in the players' pockets as well. But the game is not played on paper. I know me and you and many others play fantasy football, but there's actual guys out there that have to play and take those hits every week, and they do not want to continue to do that, especially not adding more games to their season. So
their bodies definitely take a toll.
And that's where the big disagreements are coming from. So, what are your thoughts on at least the 17 game season that's being proposed with this new CBA in the NFL?
Yeah, I don't really see the advantage of doing that. I mean, I understand more money for the guys at the top, but I don't see the advantage of doing that, like, for the fans and for the players. Like, I've seen the idea thrown around before of, like, maybe having a week 17, but like where it was like, I guess, optional. Whereas like if teams were like fighting for playoff position, they would have a game in that week 17, because typically in week 17 it's like guys, second, third string players playing, and not the actual first string guys, and games aren't super competitive unless a team is like trying to make the playoffs in that last game.
Right.
So I mean, I guess I would only be for it if it was making the league more competitive, but I think I understand the players' frustrations where it feels like the owners are just trying to profit off their backs, and just yet another situation. And adding teams to the playoffs, I mean, doesn't that just make like the playoffs longer as well too?
Yeah,
like, isn't that like one more game that they'd have to play in the playoffs as well too?
It seems like it. So, adding on your point, to me, like you're explaining, it just makes the season a lot more complicated than it needs to be. It already is pretty cookie cutter with the 16 games that they have to play, as well as how the playoff is structured. I like how it is. We've seen how it's gone. Though my team has struggled in the playoffs recently, I do enjoy the format that we're in still. I think it should stay as it is. Also, I just disagree with the just adding more games to this season. You get, not only because of the complications, as I mentioned, but because when you're putting guys' bodies on the line, sure, that check looks nice, but if one more game, if you're using that check for hospital bills or whatever the case may be, it's not as beneficial as it seems. So I don't think the 17th game is very helpful to players or for fans, because as fantasy football players or for this nation full of Monday morning quarterbacks, all the new calculations and stats that people are trying to come up with, it makes things a lot more complicated than it needs to be. So players already seem to disagree with the additions, and I'm on their side, and I hope they win in this case. So definitely going to keep our eyes peeled on all things NFL. That's the main thing going off the field. In regards to things that could affect on the field and the players, new reports are coming out about Brady opening up to possibly go to new teams. Reports are saying that the Patriots haven't even reached out to him yet about coming back already, but he has talked to, or people have already shown interest from Oakland or the Las Vegas now, as well as the Chargers and another team as well that I'm blanking on. So teams are already trying to set things in motion for a potentially big free agency period. And yeah, we definitely have to keep our eyes peeled on all things NFL. So you have any other note on that?
No, I don't think so. I mean, it'll definitely be like headline news whenever Brady. It's sounding like I saw a report from Sports Illustrated today that it's sounding like he definitely will not be re-signing with the Patriots, so that he definitely will be signing somewhere else. So that'll definitely be news wherever he goes. But like, honestly, I'm not sure that has as much effect on the league as like the media is making it out to be.
It's being very overhyped. Yes,
because of how old he's already 41 years old too.
Yes,
and we saw regression last year as well. Like, he'll still be better than at least half the quarterbacks in the league, but he's not going to be at that elite tier anymore. So I don't know that it's that big a deal, honestly, besides his name being Tom Brady.
Listen, as one of our past episodes was named, fuck Tom Brady. I mean, wherever he goes, as long as it's not Baltimore, I hope wherever he goes, we beat him.
He's not going to Baltimore.
I would exactly. So I don't care. If he goes to Dallas, as some people are saying, Dallas can't for some crazy ass reason won't give Dak his contract and lean towards signing Brady instead of letting Dak walk, which would be utterly ridiculous in my head. But
Loki, I can see Barry doing that though.
Sure,
I mean, like this America's team, I'm gonna bring Brady over here.
Sure, but I'm saying if it does happen, I already didn't care for the Cowboys. Adding Brady on it just adds another level of just disdain that I just I don't want to deal with.
Low key, it fits. It might be nice for Dak to find another situation too.
It just might be the perfect fit.
It might,
and that's the problem. That's the problem. So yeah, no, I really don't want to see that. But if so, the hate will be overflowing. So yeah, well, we definitely shall keep our eyes locked in on that. Another thing you mentioned though were just the headlines that are coming nonstop from the NFL, and we got another one a day or two ago from Super Bowl champion Travis Kelce,
Black King Travis Kelce,
our former Black King Travis Kelce, happy to go to the White House and see the president because it's just an opportunity you don't want to miss.
Come on.
Man, yo. I was gonna save this point for later, but please, can we please postpone Black History Month? Like this shit's going terrible. Everywhere we look, like this is not good. We have our Black King saying bullshit. We have our Black King getting beat down. Like, can we please just let's postpone this till like July or some shit. We'll run it back then. Right now,
it's been a tough Black History
February has been trash. Travis, dog, no.
Yeah, no.
That ain't it.
No, it really wasn't. He tried to make like a politically correct statement saying like it's still an honor to go to the nation's capital, no matter who sits in that seat. And it's like not quite.
Not really.
Like I don't have a problem with him like being excited to go to the White House, but you have to acknowledge that it's different. Like it's not the same.
It's not just
years past. Exactly.
there's an orange cloud hanging over that right now. That makes it a little different. So another thing too that's interesting, we're here in an election year. Trump very well could be done after this year.
It could be.
You're sitting here with God tier quarterback Patrick Mahomes. If you just do your job, you very well could have 1, 2, 3, 4 more opportunities.
They'll probably be back
to the White House.
It's
like, why are you hyping up this as if you have another chance to go when someone else more fitting is an offense? It is an offense. Excuse me.
Yeah, so his girl got to talk to him after that one. I don't know.
I really hope so.
I don't know how the conversation is going at the house after that one.
I really hope somebody said a word to him.
TMZ caught him laughing.
Twitter that I haven't got a chance to look at just yet. But yeah, just off of that first headline I saw about him happy to go to the White House. It is.
Yeah, no. What I said he said is what basically what his tweet was saying, that like it's still an honor to go to the nation's capital and everything, no matter who's in the seat. That's basically what his tweet was saying.
Bro, that orange cloud it makes it a whole lot different. I'm sorry. I couldn't do it. But hey, he's made his choice, so it is what it is.
So formerly Black King, White King, who we respect, but he's got to get back in our good graces.
White man that we respect. Let me not even go there. I'm not doing this right now. We gonna get ourselves in trouble again. Anyways, but actually forget it. Since we're here, since we're talking about Black history not being ruined, let's go to the other reason why, and that's Deontay Wilder getting his ass beat against Tyson Fury last weekend. Oh my God.
Yeah, no,
bro,
he got
washed. I was so hyped for this fight. I was hyped every step of the way up to this fight. I went and hung out with Rocco from our friend show. With that being said, check them out. I hung out with Rocco there and watched the fight. And from early on, we were hyped. Like, yo, Wilder, man, I think he can pull it off again. I know Fury put a few pounds on, and he's feeling himself a little bit. But I think Wilder, he's hungry still. He may be headhunting, and all it takes is one punch, that one right hook, and Fury could go down again. So we are banking on that. We were excited even through the pre-show. Fury walks out or gets carried out by the females on the thing, singing all types of singing songs and stuff. We're like, oh, this is coming. This is gonna crash and burn very beautifully, and we're looking forward to it. He was singing onto the stage, all that type stuff. Fury walked out with D Smoke, who was just on one of my recent
Wilder, you mean?
Oh, Wilder, excuse me.
Yeah.
Wilder walked out with D Smoke, talking about Black excellence, Black History Month, had the all black suit, where were the king, whatever.
He was trying to be Black Panther. I don't know.
He was trying to be some type of Black Panther. I don't know what it was, but it was dope, and I really liked it.
Yeah,
cool looking. Then the fight started.
Started getting smacked.
And that boy got his ass beat. I think I've used this joke before, but it was using our Black Panther thing. It was very much like when Black Panther was getting his ass beat by Michael B. Jordan. He was sitting there like, is this your king? Like, who is this man? Like, are y'all serious? Like, come on now, I need something better than this. Deontay just looked shook from start to finish in that fight. The big blow to pause that really messed things up was that shot to the ear that he took that burst his eardrum or whatever that was. He seemed to be unbalanced every step of the way after that. It was just holding on, a whole lot of grasping and things, just trying to stay up, honestly.
Hey, no. The most disrespect was when Fury licked the blood off of him.
I was getting there, man. I was getting there. And I was going to say, as if it couldn't get any worse during the fight, not only was he tripping all over the place, not only was he continuing to get knocked down, now he was all woozy. And another thing, before I even get to your point about Fury and what he did, during every end of a round, he would go sit down, and his corner wasn't really saying shit. They were kind of helping him out, kind of patching him up or whatever the case. Wilder's corner, they were just like, yo, like, are you gonna come on, like, bring that hook out? Like, I don't know what to tell you right now. So yeah, that was messed up to me. I'm not the biggest boxing fan like that. The only one I really grew up watching was Mayweather because he was such a household name for such a long time. And I know they're totally different weight classes, but just the technicality of Mayweather versus the looseness, the freestyle, it seems like that Wilder is. If Wilder had any Mayweather in him at all, he would have stood a much better chance than he did in the fight we just saw. So yeah, he's got to go back to the drawing board. Reports are that he fired his corner, all the people in his corner, trying to get a fresh start because he was mad at doing the towel and things.
Them dudes saved his life, bro.
They saved his life.
He wanted to keep going. He's about to die in the ring.
I respect it because boxing being what it is, you go till you can't go no more, or until your opponent knocks you down. And he was fighting his way to stay up. So
he knocked him down
a few times. So if he's gonna stay up, then you let him stay up and do what he needs to do. But I also understand what the corner saw and what the whole world. They saw what the whole world saw. That man was beat down. They looking around like, yo, get your mans. Like he's struggling out there, please. So yeah, it was real ugly. And then as you mentioned, it was even worse once Tyson Fury knew he had the lead and just started getting disrespectful. he was like, look, there were times where he was like looking around, like, yo, is this really him? Like, is this the same dude like that I got a draw with in the last match? So yeah, he was real disrespectful, licked blood off of Wilder during the fight, and then after the towel was thrown, accepted his victory, and then started singing in the ring. Nigga, what the hell? Yo,
you gotta respect it, bro.
No.
Man.
I'm Wilder. I'm with my bound.
No, not as Wilder.
I'm coming back with the strap.
Whoa. Hey, listen, we don't condone violence here at Section 300 podcast. I just want to let the viewers and listeners know that.
Listen, you are not about to beat my ass and then sing right where you beat me at. That's not what's about to happen.
Listen, Wilder was stumbling out of there, going to the hospital. There wasn't much he could do about it.
That's beyond the ring. Nah, man, that was. I was like, I was sitting there like, yo, like, is nobody gonna come back and fight this man again? He's singing in the ring.
Why can't you let him get some bars off?
All his blood was still all over his face, just singing, happy as could be.
What's so crazy about getting some bars off after you get the W? Come on.
It's not about him, because if it was flipped, I'd be like, cool, Wilder, you did your shit, you talk your shit. But at the same time, even if it was flipped, Fury, like, you gotta say something. So still, in this situation, like, you can't let that man sing verses.
Hey, he gave him his props after. It was like he's a great fighter, whatever, blah blah blah.
Not like some dude singing some random song, just like bullshitting. He had the verses down, the chorus.
He was ready. He was clearly more prepared in every facet of the match. From start to finish. He was clearly more prepared than Wilder.
You are not beating me with the hook and then singing the hook to a song in the ring afterwards.
That's exactly what he's doing.
Oh my gosh, that hurt my soul, man. I had to pay back Rocco because he bought the fight, and when I paid him back on Venmo, I call it the Black History postponement fee, because like, yo, just take this. Let's postpone this.
We only got 2 days left anyway.
Let's wrap this up. So
you trying to wrap it up today? We only got 2 days left. We can't make it.
It's a short month. Let's just end it early, anyways. Leap year. Let's just give March a couple of extra days. You can still change it around, whatever.
That's what it was. It's the leap year. Now
I guess so, bro. I guess so. But golly, man, that hurt. That hurt. And that hurt just on a prideful way. That just hurt and watching someone you're rooting for go down. But something that really hurt my soul, I'm still hurting over, is Kobe Bryant and his passing. And we just watched his memorial a few days ago. And while I was hurt, there was also joy in seeing the strength of those around him.
Yeah. Did you watch it in its entirety?
To be honest, when it was live, I didn't watch it. I didn't have. I was not in the mood to. The timing of it, like I couldn't do that in the moment. So I caught just about all of it and going back later on. But when it was live, I had to get up. Like I couldn't even do it because it was just. I really started to feel it. I mentioned when our first episode, we talked about it right the day of, literally, that I was still in shock. Now in the acceptance phase, it's still like when it's really sunk in. I get the feelings you and many others have had. So with that being the case, I couldn't watch live, at least. Well, I did go back. So yeah, like I said, there was at least joy, I guess you could call it. Like I said, in seeing the strength of Vanessa and many others that stood up and spoke for him on that day. So yeah. What do you think about it all?
Yeah, my dad and I sat down and watched it live that morning. Had our Kobe and Gianna like rest in peace shirts on, and so we watched it in solidarity, I guess you could say. But it was tough. It was very emotional. It was powerful, like you said, to see the strength of Vanessa. I wasn't expecting her to come up And I wasn't expecting her to come up so soon, even if she was gonna speak. She was like first or second to speak.
Right.
And she handled it very well, and it was just gutting to hear her talk about, especially Gianna, just how she wasn't going to get the chance to watch her baby girl like grow up into a woman and experience those life milestones, that kind of thing. That really hurt. And yeah, I just really admire her because obviously she didn't owe us anything, but for her to get up and do that and pay tribute to them was profound. And everyone who spoke, I thought, did a really good job paying tribute to Kobe and Gianna. I thought there was like nice moments of levity too, jokes on LeBron, jokes about past instances with Kobe, like
MJ got a Jordan meme joke off.
Right. That was great. That was hilarious. Amidst the tears, and it's really hard to see guys like that too, that you don't usually see, like that emotional. To see them kind of like breaking down off of it, but it just shows the impact. Exactly. It shows the impact of who Kobe was and is. I mean, he still lives through us all, through his Mamba mentality and his inspiration that he gave us in our own lives, to just attack each day with ferocity and with focus. And yeah, I mean, I thought it was put together perfectly. Whoever was all involved in that. Props to Rob Pelinka too, who had to, I'm sure, help with some of the planning of that, as well as dealing with the trade deadline right after his best friend's and goddaughter's death. Just having to deal with so many things at one time, and still deserves a lot of credit for putting together the Lakers roster too. So big props to him. I mean, he was getting blasted last summer. But I think that tide has changed. So
definitely,
yeah, I had a lot of appreciation, and that Dear Basketball video really gets me now. Just hearing Kobe talk over like the animated short that he won the Oscar for, just hearing him like say goodbye to it, like it's just like really painful to hear.
Yeah.
But at the same time, inspirational. I mean,
definitely.
Yeah, he meant the world to a lot of people. So.
Yeah, and definitely me and you. So yeah, it's still a sensitive subject. Now we're still dealing with for years to come. But yeah, the memorial for what it was definitely beautiful. And yeah, we just got to continue to live out the moment mentality. So yeah, definitely a somber but beautiful moment that we got this last week. Turning our attention to Laker things, as you kind of mentioned, something that before I even go to the Lakers themselves, you mentioned cameras being on people like LeBron, and I wanted to just address like LeBron haters real quick, because I know on here we seem like we are that. Our hate.
Yeah, we don't hate LeBron as a person.
Our hate is purely basketball itself related.
Yeah.
Off the court, he's a great father. He's a great philanthropist. All the other acronyms, whatever definitions you want to, positive definitions you want to apply to him, we definitely see that and acknowledge it. Our stuff has solely been on the court.
Right.
For LeBron fans to be so hurt or whatever that was a couple of days during the memorial about the LeBron joke, or about him even being there for some reason, I saw.
Like, it's like a whole controversy.
It's like, are y'all serious? Yeah. Like, do y'all know the connection these two men have?
Right.
Like, I even forgot. I have in my room in this cabinet, this kind of cabinet type thing that I have in here, as on books and whatever the case may be. Yeah, on one of the inside of the doors, I have a picture. I didn't have frames or nothing. This was just back when I was a diehard Kobe fan and would just print out pictures and just tape them on the wall anywhere. I have a picture of LeBron and Kobe in the USA team hugging each other.
Right. Yeah.
That's just using that picture to say that connection is very deep.
Yeah.
We acknowledge, even when he first got here, LeBron's trying to carry Kobe's legacy on and trying to integrate. It would be hard to be a Laker post Kobe, but he's starting to do a good job at winning people over. Though me and you are still hesitant, but I'm saying all this that to say that their relationship is very strong, and for fans to be hurt that he was there or that jokes were might have been a shot, little subtle, like whatever sarcastic joke was thrown his way. Like LeBron fans, like y'all gotta figure your shit out because that was uncalled for real. Yeah. So yeah, that is something that really bothered me during the event. Just how LeBron fans made something out of nothing, not allowing that man that was so close to Kobe to mourn properly. I get we're in the middle of the season of a great season. I get things are tense right now. Clippers making moves and shit like that. This is much bigger than basketball. And for them to make it a basketball thing, like we are not focused on that right now, bro. Like y'all gotta take that somewhere else. Take one day out of life just to chill out. Like we're trying to work greater things out right now than what's going on the court. So that was something that just really I was like, yo, these guys don't give one day to just give it a break. So
well, definitely both sides of the token too, because like as you mentioned, LeBron haters, like people that were making it an issue and then, like trying to theorize that like LeBron wasn't at the ceremony, which it seemed like he clearly was. Like when Diana Taurasi made the joke, like she like kind of motioned and looked over like at him too.
He may not have wanted to be seen.
Exactly. I think he had an agreement where he wasn't going to be on camera, basically, because they showed everybody else. They didn't show him. I think he just didn't want to be on camera, which is cool. Like, but just allow people to mourn, like how they mourn, like people trying to like make it an issue, and I guess like. I guess still create a divide between him and Kobe, even with Kobe being gone. Like they gotta relax with that stuff. Like we're not like LeBron's biggest fans, but like you said, we don't hate him as a person either. We just have had issues with him basketball related.
Right.
But don't make it like a personal thing. Like he's grieving too. Like you said, they had a close relationship. So
that was an annoying thing to deal with, but. Once things turned back to basketball itself, which these fans were so passionate about, the Lakers got back on the court and looked real good. Had real two good games with the Celtics and the Pelicans. Yeah. And I'm enjoying how we're looking post All-Star break. I think reports are that LeBron may start resting now, which is
he's not playing tonight.
Not playing tonight.
We're playing the Warriors, so that shouldn't be an issue. But he has a groin soreness or something.
He got kneed by somebody, right?
People were saying it's probably because he teabagged Josh Hart on that dunk where he got
Hey, listen, we said a while ago that Josh Hart needs to stop talking. And look what that got him. A face full of LeBron's nuts. Stupid. Just stop talking. Look
and
at
then the Rihanna comment on LeBron's post.
Hey,
put him in a coffin.
Zip it up, bro. Zip it up. Come on now. God,
I don't know how you recover from that.
You don't, bro. You go sit at the end of the bench.
They play again. They play again on Sunday, so maybe Josh go try to get some revenge or something like that.
That's a bad idea. Maybe if you're Brandon Ingram and that happens, you can go for your revenge.
Yeah, no,
he's playing great and under the radar. People are talking about LeBron versus Zion in their first matchup,
which was nice to see.
Sure, but did Ingram have like 30-something points in that same game?
He had like 34 and 7, and no one really talked about it.
Can we start sleeping on Slenderman or wherever we're calling him now? Like give the man his praise.
He's been killing all season.
He's been killing all season long. He was in the All-Star game, wasn't he?
First time All-Star.
First time All-Star. Like he's doing what he needs to do, and still does not seem to be getting the praise because Zion has the whole hype train behind him. I get it, but hype can be applied to more than just one player. Like that whole team should have hype because they seem to be fighting hard for that AC. And if they get it, we can get a very entertaining first round match with the Lakers and the Pelicans.
I'm very hopeful that we will get it too, just because they have the quote unquote like easiest schedule for their remaining games, and Memphis, who's right above them, has like the second or third toughest in the NBA. So, what you laughing about?
Are you sure the Kings are going to get that spot?
Harrison Barnes needs to shave his beard because they are not going to be 500 at the end of the season.
He'll look like a caveman in a few weeks.
Damn, it's not looking good.
God. Oh, man.
I don't know why he thought that was a good idea when they're like 15 games below 500 or something, to be like,
because after a while,
it
turns from motivating your teammates to being annoying. It becomes like a physical reminder of how trash y'all are. Like, right. Here comes Harrison with his bum-ass beard because he won't shave because we fucking losing. Like, it becomes annoying. So, like, yeah.
Bro, he probably got a musk. He'd probably be smelling in practice.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's just the whole vibe. Like, every time Harrison's around, like, it just stinks. Like, it's a terrible reminder of how they themselves stink right now. So,
it's not pretty. It's not pretty.
I really wish things would turn around for them. But for now, they don't get these jokes. As the Kid Gowie would say, as I follow on Instagram, they don't get these jokes. So,
most definitely.
Yeah, for now, they got a lot of work to do, but we shall see.
Yeah, I like the Pelicans gunning for that 8 seed. It's between them, Portland, and Memphis.
Right.
So that'll be a nice finish to the season. Portland's got Damian Lillard out right now, so they've been kind of struggling at this point. Memphis, like I said, has second or third toughest schedule in the NBA. They've been struggling. They have a bunch of injuries too.
Right.
So I like the Pelicans still for that 8 seed, and that'll bring up an interesting conversation too, as far as whether or not Zion would deserve a Rookie of the Year nod if he's able to lead that team back to playoff contention and knock Ja out, because Ja is in there right now. But if they usurp them, I feel like you'd have to give it to Zion, honestly. It will be the least amount of games that a Rookie of the Year has played to win the award, but
who votes for Rookie of the Year? That's like the players' vote or something like that, coaches' vote?
Good question. I think it's probably a mixture of coaches, and there might be a little bit of media, but I think coaches.
I asked that because if coaches are more involved, they actually might knock, even though we're saying media does not give him attention, they may knock Zion for having Brandon Ingram on his team and having Drew Holiday on his team. They may say them getting to the 8th seed could be because of Ingram and Drew Holiday and those boys, in addition to Zion, rather than Zion being the one that catapulted them. While Ja,
that's tough to say when they were like 10, 12 games below 500.
I'm saying that in comparison to Ja seeming to carry that team to whatever seat they are right now. So just that perspective could still give Ja the nod. So yeah, we'll still see a lot of time left in the season. Definitely that Lakers Pelicans could be a preview of the first round of the playoffs, and the Lakers Celtics game we got a few days ago could be a finals preview we get. So
right.
Did you see that game? I think that was actually going on as we were going into the XFL game. So
right, I watched most of it. Jason Tatum really has been hitting his stride.
That beard's connected.
I was like, is that
the beard is connected, and now
that's what we're doing? Well, I think that was the score that posted that or whatever. Since his beard connected, he's averaging 31.
I hate stats so much.
I was like, is that really all it took? But no, he's taking better shots. He looks very smooth, a lot more comfortable creating his own shot. Kemba's been out the last 3-4 games, and he's taken that clear-cut go-to guy role. And I think that's perfect for Boston, just because it's tough when your go-to guy is like 5'9". Right. So to have that 6'8" guy who can get his own shot and get it up over anyone at any time, pretty much, is going to be an advantage going into the playoffs for sure, too. And then they're a deep team skill talent-wise as well, with Hayward and Jaylen Brown and Marcus Smart, their core
Smart
player.
Hey,
just saying. Yeah, No, no, you were right. He's part of the core.
OJ voice. Hey, I'm just saying.
Take care. But yeah, they're a deep squad. I know at the beginning of the season we said they weren't championship contenders, but I think they are title contenders now. They're a number 3 seed in the East, which the top 4 of the East is pretty strong with Milwaukee, Toronto, Boston, and I think it's Indy right now at 4. Indiana. They're pretty strong. So they got a shot. Milwaukee's got to be the favorite in the East right now, but definitely they got a shot to make some noise with Tatum playing like this, and he's doing it pretty consistently. All these games have been on the road too, which is impressive. So I don't know.
They definitely look good, and I would love to see that matchup with the Lakers and the Celtics renewing that finals rivalry would be beautiful to see. And seeing the Lakers, as they did in this game, being victorious over them would be beautiful as well. But I think that Giannis is in enough is enough mode. He's like, yo, I'm sick of this. Like, give me the ring now and get out the way. Like, I need it. So I think the Bucks still get there, but the Celtics definitely put up a good fight. So yeah. Though I'm a Laker fan, I was hating on them all preseason long and things. I'm acknowledging that they look good right now and are putting up a good fight and could be someone we see deep into the playoffs this postseason. So that's definitely someone to take note of at the top of the league, with all the stuff going on across the rest of the league. Maybe not of the top teams, but just stuff that we still should be paying. If you're a basketball fan, you should take at least some kind of note of. And for example, I took note of them because I was in a rush in our fantasy matchup. I snagged Kobe White from
still took the L though. Let's note that.
Still top 2 in the league.
Let's note that.
Still top 2 in the league. But anyways, I snagged Kobe White, and when I did so, I noticed like, hey, bro, he hooping. I don't know how he wasn't picked up beforehand, but he's been hooping. And now turning to what's actually going on beyond the fantasy, he's been putting up numbers. I think guys have been hurt and things. LaVine's been in and out of the lineup. And in the meantime, Zach LaVine, Kobe White has been holding it down. He had like 3 straight 30-point games, I believe.
Yeah, first rookie since Michael Jordan to do it.
And has been looking really impressive over the last couple of weeks in Chicago. So definitely want to take note of Kobe White out there. And also, as I mentioned, Zach LaVine, when he is playing, he looks like an all-world talent, man. He looks really good. But for some reason, him and the coaches don't seem to be eye to eye. There are many times when I forgot to say Jim Boylan, I believe his name is, makes plays, and there's clips that go surface online of Zach LaVine like, yo, what is this man doing? Like, I'm jumping 40 right now. Like
calling timeouts when there's like 30 seconds left when they're down 10, that kind of thing. Yeah.
Boylan seems to be we mentioned Cleveland last episode, I believe.
Yeah.
Boylan and
like a college coach.
It seems like the same thing where they're very college-like in their approach. And Zach LaVine's like, yo, I'm a grown-ass man. Like, let me do what I need to do. I'm trying to win games here. Like, there's too much talent on that team already for them to continue to be not tanking, but to still be as low as they continue to be. Right. Kobe White, Zach LaVine, Chris Dunn's been struggling here and there, but he still
they've had a lot of guys out, like Laurie
Markin and Wendell Carter Jr., Daniel Gafford. There's talent there. There's plenty of talent there. They just need to turn things around, and it appears to be like with Sacramento, like with Cleveland. The coaches are the first thing that needs to change before anything else, because if the players aren't in line with the coaches, the players are going to struggle, and we're going to get what we continue to see across the league, across the bottom of the league with many of these teams. So, definitely want to take note of them and also highlight the woes going on with all the coaching mishaps across the bottom of the league. So that's someone I wanted to highlight. And you also wanted to highlight, we mentioned Brandon Ingram already, but another guy that should have been an all-star, Bradley Beal on the Wizards, who has been dropping 50 a night, doing all he can, but still losing. Yeah. And the interesting thing is, how do you rate a guy like him when he can't get his team over the hump, though he is producing?
We talk about eye tests, like real basketball minds. Like, you can tell a player that's that upper echelon of players in the league. Like, just your eye test, you can see like how smooth he is, how he can get his own shot at pretty much any time he wants to.
Right.
The only knock on him right now is his defense, I guess you could say, individual defense. But watching the game, only otherworldly talents can score 50 on back-to-back nights. Like, he's the first person to do that since Kobe in like 2007. So that's saying something when you're doing something that like only Kobe has done the last 13 years.
Right.
You can hoop better than most anyone in the league. So
like,
I think it's going to be about situation for him, because Washington does not have a great talent around him, really. Like, who is their second best player, would you say?
This year, I have no clue. But John Wall is on his way back. So there were rumors a few years ago, up until recently, that there was like subtle beef between them and trying to fight to be the top guy in Washington. But I think last year that kind of died down, and they showed that they could work as a tandem. But even with that, even if it's waiting on John Wall or wherever the case may be, I don't know how well that 1-2 punch goes into the future. I think Beal is like the perfect number two in an offense that already has a superstar on that squad. Though he is a superstar in his own right, I think he's the perfect Robin in today's league. So I think he should go somewhere where he could be that guy, or even the third guy. People were talking about him going to the Lakers. If we really get fed up with Kuz, if Green has to be sacrificed finally, Bradley Beal will be a great exchange. So I don't know, just throwing things out there as a Laker fan. But anywhere he goes, I do hope that whether it's staying in Washington or elsewhere, I hope that he succeeds, because he deserves shine now for what he's doing, but he deserves wins as well, and he's not getting the wins yet. So I really hope more success is on Bradley Beal's way. So definitely wanted to give him a quick shout out. So that's all things I have. NBA. You have anything else to add basketball wise?
I don't think so.
No, I don't have anything either. So that's it. NFL wise, that's it. XFL wise, that's it. NBA wise. Now let's turn to the fun stuff, which hasn't been fun for a while, but I'm definitely enjoying it right now. And that's the MLB. The MLB is still having all this shit talk to the Astros, and games are getting started. Spring training is here, and guys are starting to throw pitches at the Astros. I don't know I don't know why Manfred and them expected any different, but here we are, and it's already getting started. So what do you think about players showing their disdain for the Astros on the diamond now as games have started?
I'm usually not, like, we had our discussion with Vic much earlier on this podcast about the unwritten rules in baseball and guys throwing like heaters at guys, but so I'm usually against that. But I understand the disdain for the Astros this year when they didn't even really get a slap on the wrist. Like, the players weren't punished at all.
Nope.
At all. And it was mainly a player-driven cheating scheme. So, like, to get no repercussions for that, like, I'm cool with them, with the other players making them feel it, letting them know, like, we don't respect you at all.
It doesn't help when new information continues to come out as well. There was a clip that came out. I forgot the man's name, and I apologize. But he highlighted how when the Astros played the Dodgers in the World Series, whenever that was, when Kershaw was pitching in Game 7 or whatever game it was, he threw like 51 sliders and curveballs. The Astros didn't even swing once.
They didn't swing and miss,
Yo, listen, I don't know baseball like that, as y'all have seen. I'm still learning. But if a man throws 51 pitches and they don't even not a check swing, not a oh shit.
No. I think it was no swings and misses, basically. So if they swung, like, they knew it was coming.
Oh, okay. Still, like 51 times where they didn't even come on now. Like, come on, like what are we doing? Like, how are they not punished for that?
Man,
like it's
been so obvious.
Crazy.
Like, Manfred has said that they've admitted to cheating in the playoffs as well too, but they still didn't do anything about it. And stripping the title would make everyone except Astros fans happy about it.
We don't
Everyone, the whole league.
Don't care about Astros fans.
It's rare though. It's rare that the whole league is on the same page. Like strip the title.
It's crazy. Excuse me.
Man.
But yeah, it's definitely a mess over there. And it's since nothing's happening, and since we're not going the Stephen A route of being just ignoring them, whatever the case may be, right? And they're actually being aggressive with it. It's going to go on all season long, and either Manfred's going to protect them, which will make things even worse, or they're going to keep on getting hit, and it just is what it is. So it's really you can't win in this situation if you're trying to defend it, because, like I said, if you try to Manfred steps in, it's like, yo, why you continue to defend these guys for cheating, or you punish, or it doesn't work, or they keep getting hit, and it's like, now you're getting punished physically, and there's nothing you can do about it. So they're gonna be fighting all season long. It seems to be. So rough times in Houston, man.
Very
man,
rough.
I will say, at first I was saying this pushes people away from baseball. But I'm tuned in. I'm loving this shit.
That's what I told you, bro.
I love this.
Fans love to root against a villain, like, no doubt. Like, the ratings when, like, LeBron went back to Cleveland, when he first went to Miami, like, people were tuned in for that.
Especially when you see the hate, like, you see it online, you see them getting hit by pitches, all that kind of stuff. That's when I'm like, oh yeah, let me see, let me see that. So yeah, definitely enjoying this, and I'll definitely be in tune with all things MLB as this next season gets underway. So definitely enjoying all things sports right now. Definitely loving all of it. Hope to make it to another XFL game possibly going forward. And yeah, that's all I have on the sports side. Going to the music side, have a new 5 for you list coming later this week. You know, I love talking music. I know it's been a long time as usual talking about some sports, but I have a new 5 for you video dropping later this weekend. I'll talk about all the new releases. This last week we got I'm blanking on names. My apologies. And actually, I'm not even gonna say a name, so I wanted to actually mention something else. I listened to Buttons podcast a couple of days ago, and they talked about how they have gotten to a space where they rarely go back to music. And I want to know, as someone that's younger, because they're kind of not old heads, but us being the 22, 23-year-olds, are you in that same lane? Like, you go back, the main music, there's so much music that drops every week. Do you go back to anything right now, or you just wait for new stuff and just listen to that as it releases?
Really, nah. I know that we're both people that like to make playlists. So I'll make playlists of the songs that I really like, or playlists for like specific occasions, like mellow and like working out or different things like that. But as far as like complete projects and albums that I've gone back to, like, the one that stuck for me the most for 2019 was probably Young Thug's So Much Fun. That was continuously in rotation for months. I mean, I still listen to some of those songs. So that's the one that really stuck for me, like, all year. But other than that, there's not a lot of albums that I'm going back to. Also, too, because I think some of the names where I would go back to their projects a lot haven't dropped. Like, Cole is usually someone that will stay in my rotation for a long time. Kendrick, someone who will stay in my rotation for a long time.
It's time, man.
Exactly. So I'm still waiting on those.
Kendrick, bro. Listen, Kendrick, bro. Team Top Dog, wherever y'all at, bro. It's go time. We've been waiting. I think now it seems to be a good time.
I think it's coming soon.
I hope so. I'm ready for it. So I hope he drop. Maybe, hey, let's just be crazy. Might as well. What if he surprises us and saves Black History Month and drops this weekend? I would be very thankful for that.
I don't know if he wants to overshadow. What about a Party Mobile or Party Mobile? What about that? We're supposed to be getting that.
Yo, listen, I'm looking forward to it, but when it gets here, it gets here. If he takes forever, like, I'm not. I not give up on him, but like, dang,
it's got to be tomorrow. It's got to be tomorrow because he said it's going to be end of February.
Hey, if that's the case, how hilarious would it be if he waited this whole time, pushed back possibly because of the weekend, wherever the case, finally drops, and then Kendrick drops?
The thing is, though,
I'd be so hurt.
I forget who was I think it was Maul on Joe Budden podcast was saying that, like, it's a little different in this space when people drop on the same day, because if you're on Apple Music, like you're just gonna add both albums. It's not like you have to choose between which one you're gonna listen to. You might listen to one first because you're more excited about it, but you can still add them both to your library. You're still gonna check them out.
With an artist like Kendrick, though, guys are gonna spend that for a week or two first. Though, maybe if the weekend and party drop same day, sure, you play both back to back. Him and Brent Fayez, like if Brent Fayez dropped this week too, click both, like because he just dropped his album. Click both, you check those both out. But if Kendrick drops, the world kind of stops for a little while. Like, hey, the rest of y'all go sit down somewhere. Like, we got to focus on this and try to figure this out right now. So that'd be a typical thing. But either way, I would like projects from both of them. If Party drops, it drops. If not, we accept whatever else is out there. I think Lil Baby and others have projects dropping this week, so they'll still be playing music as always to talk about, as I will talk about on my next video. But yeah, we shall see, man. As I continue to say, so yeah, a lot of good stuff going on in music. I'm also kind of in that same discussion mentioned on again the Button Podcast as well as many other platforms as well. There's been a lot of hate suddenly thrown towards R&B in the last couple of days, saying that it's all very the samey and stuff like that, and how it doesn't stick. And to me, that argument, and it's coming from like rappers and people. And in my eyes, as someone, though I love what I'm seeing from the underground, there is a lot of their description that applies more to rap than to R&B. R&B to me is actually in a great space right now. Many R&B projects that drop are amazing. A lot of R&B albums that drop that should be considered classics in the future. I know that album that gets thrown out a lot, but right now, truly, I think there's a lot of classics that have been dropped in R&B recently. So that should not be the place of criticism right now. They should be getting a whole lot of praise because they still seem to be overlooked by rap, because rap has become as big as it's been. But yeah, there needs to be more criticism, if there even needs to be, towards the mainstream rap world, because a lot of it, people are talking about how, like, for example, the Baby came out with a new flow recently, and it was like it still sounded like exactly the same, at least to my ear. Maybe I'm not.
You got the untrained ear.
I'm not the A&R or whatever you want to call it just yet, but like they all sound the same. Like his new flow sounds the same, and there are many others with that same type bounce to their rhymes as well. So like for R&B to be getting all the criticism that I think rap should be getting, it's an interesting thing to see right now. So I just hope that R&B continues to stay in the place that it's in. There's a lot of great product coming out from that genre right now. I've been going back to a lot of it, Summer Walker, Old Party Next Door projects, stuff like that I thoroughly enjoy still. And those albums going to things that we go back to, those are stuff I go back to a lot more than many other rap projects that drop these days. I'm like heavy on under.
Too, that Janae Aiko track list looks great too.
That looks great.
Project. Yeah.
That look, just off names alone, all the stuff she has in the features, like it seems to be right in her pocket where she needs to be. And yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And we could get another great rap R&B project, in the near future. So looking forward to that. And shit, might as well, since we're here, might as well mention it.
What up?
We're talking about great R&B projects. Guy mentioned today, Hendrix dropped 3 years ago today, I believe. And that's one of my favorite future R&B projects.
I don't want to hear
you aren't the biggest fan of it. So 3 years later, have your opinions changed on Hendrix?
It really haven't. I don't think I really listened to it more than the one time though. So I can give it another shot. I'm willing to give it another shot. I don't like
3-year anniversary, bro. Bring it back one time for future Hendrix, please.
I don't like listening to Future crooning and just mumbling heartbreak and pills. And
you're not connected.
It's not the vibe. It's not the vibe.
You missing out on great music. It is what it is. But yeah, I think tomorrow or today for Friday viewers is a 3-year anniversary of its release. Back to back, you can argue while you don't like it, many others do. You can very well argue back to back It's not classic because that's a very
whoa,
thrown and wild word. But back-to-back great projects at least from Future. He dropped Future last week, 3 years ago, and then he dropped Hendrix this week. Which one do you prefer? Which are you a Future? Your Future album over Hendrix album?
Yeah, I mean, because I prefer Future rapping as opposed to Future crooning. So yeah.
That's the thing. In most cases, I prefer Future rapping. When he popped up with this, I was like, yo.
Oh my God.
I was hyped and I enjoyed it start to finish. So yeah,
you a toxic nigga. That's why. So you what's the word? Oh, why can't I can't think of the word, but you basically it hit home with you, his crooning, because you got that toxicity in you.
It might have resonated a little bit.
Exactly, that's what I'm thinking. It resonated with you.
And we'll leave it at that. That's episode 54 of
Oh my God.
Oh man.
Get G some help.
Please, hashtag get you some help. But anyways, yeah, that's the 3-year anniversary of that. And we're still to this day, in the 3 years, for many people, it's a whole career for many rappers, but Future is still going strong. Just had his Life is Good single with Drake that came out a month ago, I believe. And we're still waiting on new music from him. My bad.
You're really excited for the new music.
I'm real excited for that. So hopefully we get that collab, the second collab album from him and Drake, or just anything from the both of them or either of them, because like you said, we're still waiting on big names to drop music. So
right.
I feel like the time for that has long passed. Now we're just like, yo, like, where you at? So we'll take any and all of it, and we're looking forward to it all. So I joked a minute ago, but honestly, now I think we have reached the end
I think so,
of our latest episode. So we appreciate everybody for tuning in, man. As you see, we got a little ticker at the bottom. Follow us on IG at Section.300 as well as Twitter at Section300pod. Appreciate all the love. Rate, review, subscribe to the page. Drop comments below on all the fun stuff we talked about today.
Like the video, share the video on IG, repost the video. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell the haters, whoever you got out there, tell somebody about it. Tell your ex. Tell
them all. We really we appreciate any and all the love. So yeah, another good episode in the books. Episode 54, Section 300. It's your boy, Just Say G now. We out of here, man. Peace.
Deuces.